Hey everybody, it's Joe from Create Context. Welcome to the Weekly Movie Minute. Today we're talking about the new film, The Accountant 2. The Accountant 2 knows exactly what adults are looking for in an action thriller flick. This follow-up to the 2016 film keeps that same cheeky comedy and stellar action of the original. The action here isn't anything as spectacular as Warfare, but it's fun and punchy with a mystery that keeps audiences guessing throughout. Ben Affleck is back as Christian Wolf, an accountant who spends his days laundering money for some of the biggest criminal organizations in the world. He gets himself embroiled in a conspiracy after a high-ranking government official, J.K. Simmons from the first film, is murdered. A young Treasury agent enlists his help in solving this murder, and Christian, in turn, employs the help of his brother, a charming and lethal Braxton Wolf, played by Jon Berenthal. First two scenes of this film set the entire tone for the movie going forward. This film opens with a high-stakes assassination in a crowded bar. It's a thrilling, action-packed sequence that properly introduces the type of action we should expect for the rest of the film. The next scene is Ben Affleck's autistic character at a speed dating singles mixer, one where he has mathematically rigged the algorithm to serve in his favor, leading to a host of disappointed women lined up by his booth. It's this juxtaposition of action and goofy comedy that sets The Accountant 2 apart. One moment we're watching a tense action sequence, followed quickly by Ben Affleck line dancing in khakis and a pair of Hoka sneakers. The Accountant 2 is truly the duality of man. Jon Berenthal is a welcome addition to the team here in Accountant 2. Braxton had a presence in the first film, but his character was shrouded in mystery. We didn't really realize who he was until the end, and he was kind of just more of a weird, random possible villain that we saw a couple times. Here, Berenthal has a lot more to do, and I think the film is better for it. He's still a little silly, just like everyone in this world, but his character adds a groundness that's missing when only Affleck is around. Ben Affleck is doing the Lord's work with the character of Christian Wolf. I'm of the opinion that Affleck is actually a pretty great actor, and one of his best performances is his turn as an alcoholic high school basketball coach in The Way Back, another collaboration between him and the accountant director, Gavin O'Connor. But while his role in The Accountant isn't one of his strongest performances to date, it is a pretty fun one. He leans so hard into the autistic nature that it rarely feels genuine, but it also never feels offensive. It's an exaggerated portrayal of an autistic man that's both funny and a bit fascinating. Christian Wolf's autism is the main crux of the film, and it plays more like a superpower than a disability. Affleck is able to instantly calculate complex equations in a second. He's a whiz with computers, and he possesses an almost clairvoyant-like ability to crack mysteries. It's certainly not an accurate representation of autism, but it is entertaining to watch. I don't fault the film for this superheroic behavior. Autism or autism-adjacent men have been a staple narrative in film for decades. Think of Rain Man or I Am Sam. And The Accountant isn't trying to portray the disease in a soapy or melodramatic way. Some, I'm sure, may be offended by the unrealistic and flippant representation in the film, but this movie has no malice with its narrative choice. It just uses a way to give Affleck superhuman powers without having to delve into supernatural territories. At the center of The Accountant 2's narrative is a mystery about a rogue assassin and a deadly cartel group. The mystery is fairly compelling, and it adds an extra layer to the narrative that allows this film to feel like both a crime thriller and an action movie. There aren't many huge action set pieces, but the ones they've done are visually interesting, if not a bit redundant. In a post-John Wick world, it's hard not to scrutinize the gunplay and military tactics of every character on screen. That film and that series have really just kind of nailed it, and it makes everything kind of pale in comparison. Affleck and Berenthal may move with precision, but it's nothing close to the advanced choreography on display in the Wick series. The two never feel outmatched, even when they are breaching entire platoons worth of baddies. It's here, though, that The Accountant 2 feels like a Minecraft movie for adults. It's playing with the same ideas and tropes that have made the Minecraft film such a phenomenon for kids. With Minecraft, we have a franchise IP starring two huge names playing around and making jokes that are aimed solely at one specific audience. The Accountant 2 does the same, giving us a sequel and a franchise that no one really asked for, but it has two huge stars, especially in the male demographic that are between 30 and 50 years old, and it's hitting every action, comedy, thriller beat adult audiences want in a film, and truthfully, I'm here for it. This isn't an amazing movie, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a pretty good time with Ben Affleck and Jon Berenthal, where we get Affleck with a goofy voice and the pair mowing down scores of bad guys and cool sweeping tracking shots. It's cool, it's funny, and it's not a Marvel movie. It's just an action comedy that's aimed at adults, something that theaters are sorely missing. If you like The Accountant 2 and you're looking for something similar, I have a few suggestions in kind of that adult action movie genre. First, I check out The Boondock Saints. This movie is also about brothers who take up a righteous pilgrimage of murder, but these brothers end up going after the Italian mob in Boston. It's a very 90s flick, but I think that works in the movie's favor. Norman Reedus and Sean Flannery star as the murderous brothers, and Willem Dafoe plays the detective trying to hunt them down. It's a super fun film and one that I typically revisit every St. Patrick's Day. Next, I check out The Town. This is a 2010 film starring and directed by Ben Affleck. It's a super slick crime movie where Affleck and Jeremy Renner play bank robbers in Boston who decide to knock over Fenway Park after a 3-game series. I don't know why my first 2 recommendations are Boston films, but there you go. It has some great performances, notably John Hamm as the special agent tracking the bank crew and Rebecca Hall as Affleck's love interest. Lastly, I'd check out Leon the Professional. This is one of my favorite films of all time. It stars Jean Reno as a hitman and Natalie Portman in her debut film performance as a recently orphaned little girl who Leon takes in and teaches her the ways of a professional hitman. It's a really great flick with some fantastic action set pieces, and it's an interesting character study into what would be the life of a hitman. While many films like John Wick or even the Accountant series portray hitman as these kind of uber wealthy, jet-setting, unstoppable superhero-like people, The Professional shows Leon as more or less an average guy, one that's a little off, but he's just a normal dude. He lives alone in an apartment, and he works out and he drinks milk. It's when he meets and takes in Matilda, played by Portman, that he begins to finally have something worth living for. Leon the Professional is a fantastic film and one that I can't recommend enough. Thank you guys so much for hanging out at the Weekly Movie Minute. Again, I am Joe from Create Context. If you like this, please give us a subscribe. That would be super cool, and I'll see you guys next time.